Welcome back to Random Rod Shop, folks. Well, this is gonna be a little different today. So, you ever buy a parts vehicle and you're like, can I get that thing going? You know you shouldn't, but you just want to see if you can get it going. So. I'm working on a little easy-go electric industrial cart, right? That's what this mess is here. I'm going to convert it to a, that's a Harbor Freight Predator. I think that's a 6.5 horse. Got the little reverser gearbox. That thing goes set back here, and there's your centrifugal clutch that goes on there. I guess this is common knowledge, but I don't know anything about go-karts and golf carts. Anyway, this transmission was just a little bit too big for the clutch. It goes on there now. Basically, I put it in neutral and I chucked that thing up into a drill press and ran a file until it would go over that. Anyway, I'm sidetracking, aren't I? All right, so I got this side project going on, and I've got the the shaft that's going to go into the transaxle, and that electric. The transaxle, it's just an easy-go golf cart. It's it's set up as a industrial cart, but it's just got the golf cart rear end in it. So I pressed the shaft out of the motor, got my lathe going enough, turned it down to 1 inch. So I've got the sprocket and the stuff here. Gonna run this, this sprocket's gonna run this sprocket, or vice versa. Anyway, this golf cart popped up on Facebook Marketplace, and it was pretty cheap, but it looked like it had been sitting around for a long time, and turns out it had been sitting around for a long time. So I'm like, well, it's a gas powered, maybe. I bought that motor originally for a log splitter, so maybe I can kind of cheat the system, and we'll hodgepodge that Yamaha together with that Easy-Go, and maybe we can make something run. And I got to looking at that Easy-Go, and got to looking at the Yamaha, and looked like somebody had been in with a pocket knife, and looks like it had some shorts. What wasn't chewed, with a pocket knife was melted on the wiring side. There was things apart, so somebody had been working on it. I started, just tinkering with it, and I'm telling you, I know nothing about golf carts. It didn't get any fire. Let me get the box. So I went through the normal thing. I rewired everything, checked all the grounds. Maybe that was why the wires were burnt. I don't know. The grounds were unhooked. There was a lot of stuff chewed and unhooked on it. Anyway, I swapped the coil on the thing. Didn't think the coil was bad, but it was the easy thing to do. I swapped the coil, and then I determined that it was this CDI module. It's like there's something going on here. This thing's not working. So I went looking. You guys that are familiar with golf carts already know what I'm going to tell you. Yamaha discontinued this box, and there's like one person who makes it, and it's over $400 for this little box. I'm like, okay. I'm not spending $400 on that golf cart. So I did what everybody does. I went to Google. I looked through the forums, and there were people using HEI modules, and there were people using Chrysler, the Chrysler CDI module. I've got the HEI modules. I ordered the Chrysler one, and then I got to looking, and I could buy the CDI module for a 1990 or 91 Yamaha and up. For like, I mean, it comes with the coil for like 32 bucks on Amazon. I'm like, well, so I pulled up the wiring diagrams. It took a while to chase them down, but I pulled up the wiring diagrams, and it looks like they got to operate the same way. The 88, that's what this is 1988. It has 7 wires in it, and it goes, 2 of those wires go to the, let's see, the oil warning light, and what does the other one go to? It goes to a fuse. I don't know what it goes to. Maybe the oil level, I don't know. So, as near as I could tell, the 5-wire one would work. So I ordered that thing in. And according to the 1988 and the 91 or 90 that I pulled down, the red and white wire is the hot wire to the coil. The orange wire is on the negative side of the coil. The black wire is ground, and the other 2 wires is the pickup on this thing. You know, the little magnetic pickup, or the little pickup that is on a flywheel, and that's what actually tells this box when to fire. The Yamaha's got 2 wires. I guess a lot of the Chinese motorbikes and a lot of the smaller ones only have 1 wire, but this one's got 2, and that seems to be pretty common on the golf carts. So I get this thing in, I wire it up like I think it's supposed to be wired, and it doesn't work. I'm gonna pull the camera down. I got the gas tank out. You saw in the introduction I was running the thing, so it does run now. The fuel pump seems to be causing me problems. I took the tank out, and I thought that would be a good time to actually show you the wiring on this thing, because all of my looking, and I got more time than I care to admit to. Nobody actually on the forums or anything said just go get you a 5-wire one and wire it up. Not sure why, but if you've got a 7-wire, it would appear a 5-wire will work. You just got to get it wired up right. Let me get the camera down. So there's the CDI that I bought. Got it off Amazon. And there's the coil, and it came with a spark plug. This coil is a lot like the motorcycle coils that I'm used to. It's got a screw in there, so basically they send you like 2 foot of spark plug wire. You cut it off to the right length, and then you just screw it back into the coil. Factory one doesn't screw in, by the way, but this one does. You can just put whatever length of coil wire you want. Anyway. So there's the box, and you see there's a red and white wire coming out of it. There's a black and white wire. There's an orange wire. There's a black with a red stripe, and then there's the black. So when I first wired it up, I was like, okay, well, that's the red and white wire, so that's got to be going to the coil. There's the one on the negative side of the coil, so that's positive side of the coil, that's negative side. The black wire, you just ground that thing, right? You just ground that to the chassis. It ties into this big old nest of everything on this thing, gets pulled together into one big old connection here. I've got it soldered, and I got it crimped, and I got it taped. Looks like hell, but I think it'll work right now. So there's the orange wire. It's on the system, so the orange wire hooked up like it was supposed to. However, that red and white wire and that black and white wire, that is your pickup wires. Right, so on this one it's a white with a black stripe and white with a red stripe is your pickup wires. So that caused me a lot of consternation for a while. The wire that goes to the positive side of the coil is this black one with a red stripe. All right, that ties into the red with the white wires. Now, I have no idea. Apparently Yamaha, you know, through my reading, and again, you know, take this with a grain of salt, but apparently Yamaha and maybe a lot of golf carts do this. This box actually serves as an advance on the timing. So when it's set up from the factory, it is advanced, and basically it retards it inside the box when it's starting up, so it'll start easier. I don't know if that's true or not, but that seems to be what I read. So I don't know if this box does that or not. So for you guys asking about, does it help does it fix the advance? I don't know. But it does, that box does make this golf cart run. And it runs pretty good. I have no idea, you know, I put a carburetor on it, you know, one of those Chinese carburetors. I don't know what that thing was, 20 bucks? I don't know. So I put a new carburetor on it, didn't even take the old one apart. It needed a throttle cable. Ow, that's still hot. But that was it. It runs. You know, and I did some other things to it. It needed a key switch. The air filter was all apart. I had to buy some pieces to get the air filter all back together. Right now, you notice I got the fuel tank out of there. That fuel pump's still not happy. I don't know what's going on. I've got I did order a new fuel pump, but this one doesn't seem to be happy either. So I don't know if there's a leak in that vacuum line or not. It wouldn't surprise me if there's not a leak in that line somewhere. So I gotta chase that down. Right now I'm just gravity feeding it. You can tell my my makeshift fuel line is leaking a little bit. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. And for you guys out there, if you got one old golf cart that's you're trying to find a CDI module for, if it's a 2-wire setup, I think you can probably make this one work. And, you know, for 30 bucks, I think it was 30, 32, 28, I don't know, for this whole package. And like I say, I got the coil and a spark plug in the box. It's kind of, in my mind, it's worth giving it a shot. I don't know, what do you guys think? Other than that, the other thing it needed was, you know, it needed some tires on it. And you see my pile here? The tires were all rotted, and I had some little tires like this. Right? They're filled. I got them. I've had them for probably 10, 15 years. Didn't know what I was going to do with the damn things, but they were 5-lug. So I cut the centers out of the golf cart wheels. I figure, you look on Facebook, and it's almost like people are trying to give golf cart wheels away. So I figured, well, I didn't lose a whole lot if this doesn't work. But I cut the centers out of them and kind of whacked up the centers on the wheels I had and bolted them together. So now it has wheels. And probably not your traditional golf cart wheels, but that's what I had. Let me see if it'll start again. Making sure my puppy's out of the way. Whoa! Gotta go the other way. Where you at, Ralph? Well, it ain't perfect, but I'm happy with it. It actually runs. It may need a few other things. But It runs. All right, let's see. We also had to go save a Chevy pickup that had, it just needed to be saved. And not only one, but we had to go get two. 60-40 seats now. I'm kind of liking that idea. Something tells me those are going to find a home in one of our projects. It's had some work done to it. I think this one's a 97. It's got the spider on the fuel injection, so, and looking at the date on the build, I think it's a 97. This one is an 89, and I didn't notice that. That's got the armrest on it. That's what my young son was wanting in the International, was a seat like this. It had the fold-down armrest. Oh, maybe we're going to do some recovering. Get that out of there and see how that fits. I like the seats in this style of pickup because the risers aren't too tall. They'll fit in a lot of the older ones. And I think, let's see what, if there's a motor in this. I didn't even pop the hood. Well, someone decided it needed to be red. Relatively speaking, it looks like it was all there. Both of them look like they still got the radiator. I have no idea what's in the back. All right. Oh, there's the little yard cart that that was the plan. Oh well, maybe we'll put a real engine and transmission in that, and I don't know. Maybe we'll put the Harbor Freight one in there. Don't know what's going to happen now. We got a golf cart. Well, that's what we've been doing. Haven't really been able to get back on the International. Been doing a lot of siding on house this week. All right. Well, if you're subscribed, I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment. Especially if you got some comments on that golf cart module that I used. I am curious about it, the timing side of it. I'm gonna dig out my timing light and put a mark on that thing. Since I got the gas tank out, I'm gonna pull the side cover back off of it and see if I can put a chalk mark on there and see if the timing moves around. So we'll see. Anyway, I got sidetracked again. Leave a like, make a comment, and until next time, I'm Random at Random Rod Shop, and we're out of here.